Hello, my name is Mikha. I'm production manager at RÄBURN. I've been with the company for 5 years and I'm here at the Hackney RÄBURN lab.
I'm Carl. I recently joined 4 months ago, 3-4 months, as production coordinator. I'm working with Mikha and we have a great placement team.
We work a lot with recycled materials, so this is our recycled program. We work with organic materials, that's the reduced program that we're doing, and then we work with remade, which we do here in-house. We've got a small micro factory in the studio in Hackney.
To simplify the job of production is we take quantities from the showroom and wherever they are, for example from fashion weeks, take whatever wholesale accounts have ordered, take that and then produce with our samples the quantities we ordered from buttons, everything that needs to be done, and then place the orders basically.
Then we oversee the production process with the factories, make sure that all the materials arrive at the factory, and then we oversee the bringing back the finished goods as well into the studio at the moment. In the end we have a QC either in the factory or here. What we also oversee is of course the procurement of the remade collection, which is all made in the studio in London, and this is a very different process because we have to prepare the garments and the materials a lot more, and we work with much more skilled machinists here, technicians that really understand the product as well.
Yeah. I think one of my highlights is just like working this very team together that's very close, and we produce like every stage here. So the design is happening there, the production is happening there, development is right now happening there. So it's like very quick, very interactive, and it's just bouncing back ideas. So for example, if we face a problem in production, can we improve this? We just, speak quickly. And with design or development, and it's just like a very nice thing to constantly exchange ideas and creativity.
Yeah. I also feel that with the factories, one of the highlights is pushing their boundaries and making sure we push them forward into new ways of working and having a really receptive audience there as well. I think the factory is a lot more open to trying new materials, trying to source new materials for us, working in different ways that are more sustainable. So we're having all these really interesting conversations with the suppliers as well, and even to a point where they come to us and we bounce off each other on ideas. So 2020 was a challenge for us in terms of figuring out how to work, but I think in production we rely a lot on heavy planning, so we could really play to our strengths. It needed more planning, it needed more meticulous planning, and we made arrangements very early on to have the machinists work from home as well, to have them set up in their own studio spaces, make sure that they have what they need in their own spaces as well.
So what we had before was a micro factory here in London with working all of us together in one house. But now we have micro factories where every machinist or seamstress works by themselves at home.
What we also don't do so much is traveling anymore.
No traveling at all, which is also interesting because we have less carbon emission by flights. But also, like now with Zoom and all the meetings digital, it's like good to have everything written down, and just it's a different way of communication.
What I think was great in 2020 is that the consumers have also adopted different ways. The way people think about garments now has changed, and I feel like for RÄBURN that is actually a big positive. People think about what they buy, how much they buy as well. When we buy something, I think we need to look at what do we do with our garments afterwards. I'm talking about recyclability, talking about making sure that we don't take any more virgin raw materials from Earth and use the materials that are already existing on Earth. Hence, we're really, really proud of the remade collection that we're making here. We're using materials that are already existing in the world, and I think this is the one area that we're very, very passionate about, and that we're really, really proud of as well.
What advice would we give someone who's going into production? What would you say?
I think you need to have a love for the garment.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to have a love for explaining how garments work, a passion for materials and detail, and possibly construction as well, the whole making process. I think if that's what you love.
And I think if you start thinking about a career in production, for example, the best thing is like always keep learning. Just like, for example, there are so many new technologies coming onto the market, so never stop, like always continue reading about things, They're massive retail chains that are doing like great sustainability stuff right now. So always, they keep you on toes, but always improve your business. Just like always try to conquer ways that are maybe not the best anymore, but standard in the business.
Absolutely, push the boat out.
Do that.